I had a very interesting idea after my last video where somebody asked me who they thought was a better midfielder, Reo or Hiori, and a lot of people were debating that in my comments actually. So I decided to make this video, my best trio for the U20 World Cup midfield. Anyways, if you guys like this type of content, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. I'm trying to get to 7,000 subscribers. The support on my videos lately has been amazing. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this video. So yeah, as for our midfield trio, if you guys don't know, there's a couple ways we can go for this, right? I thought if we include Itoshi Sae, right? If we include him, then I would like to run one cam, one person playing the 10 up there with the forwards, Isagi, Baro, one person playing the cam, and then either two pivots. So, a 6 and an 8 back there, controlling the midfield, real control freaks. So what I really thought of was, okay, we play Itoshi Sae at the cam position, number 10 cam, he controls everything. That is going to be the guy we get the pass to, who makes the final ball in behind the defense, and our team is through. Combine that with his immense dribbling, his amazing passing, his amazing mind, the ability to use metavision. I think Itoshi Sae is an amazing pick for this position. Now, the big question comes in, who are we going to use behind Itoshi Sae? Now, since I think the Blue Lock 11's defense is going to be pretty good, I think we can low-key sacrifice a bit there. Our two pivots, they don't have to be the most defensive-minded players, but obviously my first pivot, I'd probably go with Reo. The reason why I go with Reo is because, listen, Reo quite literally is such a versatile player, as in, if Itoshi Sae wants to drop back and make a pass, Reo can go up there and, he can fill in that cam position. He's good enough to do that. He can copy Itoshi Sae's moves. So I feel like Reo is just perfect. He's a player you can plug into virtually any position on the field, except for, I'd say, like striker or winger. But in the midfield, he can play every single position. He's amazing defensively. As an all-around player, Reo's amazing. Even though I'm going to be hate-watching him because he's the reason Nagi's out of here, I have to admit, Reo is a beast. Now, you're probably asking me, who's going to be the guy in the other pivot? The guy in the other pivot is going to be Hiori. And a lot of people might be a little skeptical about this. Like, why would we put Hiori so deep down the field? Now, first of all, we've already seen Hiori be able to make passes from way downtown. Like, he's able to make passes without even looking at his striker. And if we have Isagi playing up front as the main man, bro, their link up is going to be amazing. They've already done it before. I feel like they can do it a lot more times. I feel like Hiori can do it with other strikers too. I feel like Hiori will be able to do it with Shio, someone who also moves reflexively. So I feel like Hiori's a very link up situational type midfielder where even if he's playing deeper, he's able to drop down from back there. And even if, right, let's say he's not able to do that, the defense is pressing high up on him, Hiori's amazing at dribbling. Hiori's dribbling he's probably going to be the second best dribbler in this midfield, above Reo and below Itoshi Sae. I know a lot of people are going to raise their eyebrow, what do you mean above Reo? Reo could literally copy Itoshi Sae's moves and shit. Listen, Reo can copy other people's moves, but I just think Hiori doing rainbow flicks above Don Lorenzo and all these great defenders just means more than Reo copying Itoshi Sae's moves, if you get what I mean. But yeah, we're going to put Hiori here and, Reo on the other side. The reason why I think this midfield will be absolutely perfect in the U20 World Cup arc is, listen, everyone we're playing is not blue lock, There's going to be some defensive-minded teams. And in a midfield, you typically look for people who can create chances, people who are very creative, people who can dribble, people who can just overall control a game. And I think this midfield, in terms of controlling the game, is just the most all-around one I can think of. We have Itoshi Sae, who's just an amazing outlet who can deliver the final ball amazingly. He has so good passing, such good vision. He can even score if he wants to. Amazing dribbling. Itoshi Sae is just an absolute beast. And then behind him, we have Reo, who, if he wants, he can drop back, defend. You know what I'm saying? If he really wants to as well, he can go up, attack. So Reo's very versatile. He can be used in a lot of different roles. And then we have Hiori. He can drop down from deep. He can dribble up the pitch. He can glide past defenders, find Isagi on his runs. So yeah, I really do think that this midfield is the most complete midfield that we could possibly get in the U20 World Cup arc. But now for my second situation, I want to talk about the possibility that Itoshi Sae isn't playing on this team. Now, if he's not on this team, who will I start as our midfield trio? I think I'd still go with the same, 10, then 2 pivots, just because, guys, I watch Barcelona a lot, and we do this, and we're able to control the game. So I'd love a midfield that can do this in blue lock. Either way, I think we're going to put Reo in the same spot he was in, and then beside him, we're going to put Karasu. Now, you're probably wondering, why is Karasu here? The reason why I put Karasu here is because, guys, Karasu, what we do know about him lately is that he is a play-destroying monster. If a team is trying to hit us on the counterattack, this guy Karasu will shut that out. Like, he will quite literally destroy every counterattack that the other team uses against blue lock. And that is quite literally one of the best traits to have as a DM, as he's just able to stop an attack coming at us and turn it into attack going at the other team. And if you know football, when teams are usually counterattacking, most of their players are out of position. They're trying to attack. They're trying to go forward. So when you win the ball back super suddenly and then turn it all on back at them, now they're chasing the ball. Now they have to go back into position. You know what I mean? So that's a very valuable trait to have. And on top of that, Karasu, he's not that bad at dribbling. I mean, I know the last time we really seen him dribble was like third selection. But yeah, Karasu, I think if he really wants to, he can glide past a couple fodder players. He's that type of guy. And then along with his whole inclusion with Metavision, so he's going to get even better throughout this tournament. And at the number 10 role, we have Hiori. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, okay, so you just replace Sae with Hiori. I really do think that Sae and Hiori are like very similar, like in terms of personality. Well, not really. I guess we don't know Sae that well, but I think Hiori tries to be like Sae. Like, Hiori's like a bootleg version of Sae. And saying that, I think Hiori just has amazing chemistry with Isagi. Like, Isagi's gonna play striker here, and Hiori has amazing chemistry with him. So he'll be able to pick out passes with Isagi very easily. On top of that, Hiori can dribble, like I said before. He can dribble at the defense, apply pressure. He's also pretty good at defending and breaking up play as well. Like, we already seen him in the PXG match intercept a couple passes, go up against a world-class midfielder like Charles and actually put in work. So yeah, I think Hiori is perfect in that 10 role as well. As for how I think this midfield will perform in the game, I think it'll be an amazing dominant midfield. I don't think they will control the game as well as the same midfield. But with this one, I feel like it's going to be a lot more balanced, We have our enforcer, Reo. He can do a little bit of both worlds. We have our completely offensive guy, Hiori, who can press and cut out play up front, but he's mostly there for creation, creativity, finding passes, that stuff. And then we have our complete destroyer back there, Karasu, who's going to be breaking up all these counterattacks, intercepting all these balls, through balls and everything. So many balls. Anyways. Now, obviously, we have no idea how good the U20 World Cup defenders are really going to be. So we have no idea how effective these players are going to be at that stage. But I'm just going off what I know. But yeah, I really do think that both these midfields will be the perfect midfield trios to have for our U20 World Cup. Like, who else would really fit? I feel like playing Nico at a center back position will be better than playing him in a midfield. Because yes, Nico has Metavision, but nowadays in modern football, I'm sure you guys know, teams love ball playing center backs. Like, people want those ball playing center backs who are comfortable on the ball and can build from the back, because that's very useful. Once your center backs can absorb all that pressure and find a pass into the middle of the pitch, it unlocks the whole game. You know what I mean? It unlocks the entire match. And if you have a center back like Nico who can do that, plus the midfield we have, who's going to be able to build quickly on the counter, find passes from deep, completely glide past the opponent's midfield, I feel like this team could be very, very dangerous. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. What do you guys think the U20 World Cup is going to be like? Let me know what you guys think about my midfield choices. Would you guys have chosen the same things? Would you guys put these guys in different positions? I like to read all that stuff. Anyways, if you guys like this type of content, please remember to hit that like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 7,000 subscribers. And yeah, man, I hope you guys all have a great day and goodbye.